Welcome to Scaling Data Constrained Language Models by Nicholas Moenigoff et al., presented at NeurIPS 2023, awarded the Outstanding Main Track Runner-Up Award. Background. Scaling laws have explored two questions: allocation, which is the optimal balance of resources, and return, the expected value of additional resources at the margin. However, previous work on language model scaling laws, including the famous Chinchilla scaling laws, have assumed unlimited unique tokens for training. Chinchilla scaling laws obtained empirical results on fixed models with varying amounts of data as well as on fixed computation, while parameters and training tokens varied, and it derived the following loss function, where the loss function is a parametric fit on the number of parameters n and the amount of data tokens d, and A, B, alpha, beta, and E are obtained with empirical results. We are rapidly approaching the limits of available unique text tokens on the internet, and it is of interest to obtain similar empirical scaling laws for repeated data tokens. So the authors set a data budget DC so that the data term D is split into two parts, the number of unique tokens and the number of repetitions of the tokens. So say there are 10 billion unique tokens and 4 repetitions, so you get total 40 billion tokens. This allows the authors to allocate a fixed number of flops to multiple epochs on the same data. And for a fixed data constraint, the authors train models with varying epochs and parameters similar to the Chinchilla scaling laws and obtain a similar loss function, but n and d are swapped out for n prime and d prime, which is the number of effective parameters and number of effective data tokens. Results: on the allocation side, the authors found that for a no repetition case or one epoch of training, the scaling equation naturally reduces to the Chinchilla equation. But results show a 50% plus loss reduction by increasing parameters and epochs by up to 60 times, far beyond compute optimal. So that shows that loss reductions are possible beyond compute optimal training points. As data is repeated for more than a single epoch, access parameters decay faster in value than repeated data. So this means that most additional compute should go to more epochs rather than more parameters. And for all data budgets, allocation is optimized by scaling epochs faster than additional parameters. Adding too many parameters and epochs causes the loss to just decline, to just flatline and start diverging. So we see these allocation results here. We see that as the number of epochs increase, the number of unique tokens decrease, and we see diminishing results in validation loss, and in fact divergence if we repeat too many tokens. Results on the return side: the authors used a mixed design with all possible combinations across 3 flop budgets and 8 data budgets to compare return on flops. They found that up to 4 epochs, the loss difference between models trained with unique tokens and repeated tokens is negligible. Beyond 4 epochs, significant divergence is observed. The authors introduced a new parameter, R prime D, to represent the half-life of epochs, and found that R prime D sits at about 16 epochs, which means that after 16 epochs, returns really just flatline. The conclusion here is that scaling laws continue to hold in multi-epoch data repetition regimes, but with diminishing returns. Generally, the returns on data repetition are quite good up to 16 epochs of repetition. For an allocation strategy and the resumption of data repetition, scaling epoch works better than scaling number of parameters. And alternative data strategies like perplexity filtering and strategic use of code datasets might help beat the curse of diminishing returns, at least partially.